Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and here we are on Game 5 of a very special Showmatch series. It is a best of 7 for $100 being played between Root Drewbie, the pink Terran on the left side spawn of Metalopolis, and EG iNcontroL, the red Protoss up here at the top spawn. They are at close running positions. They have both rotated clockwise one spawn position from the last match we saw here on Metalopolis in Game 2 of this series. iNcontroL did lose that last game and picked Metalopolis once again. He's got to be feeling the most comfortable with this map, and I don't blame him. If you've already won once on the map, why not choose it again? So iNcontroL staying in his wheelhouse, hoping to find another win here against the very powerful Terran player drewbie, who is currently leading the series at 3-1. So this is match point. If iNcontroL cannot win here, drewbie will take home the $100, and iNcontroL won't get anything. But if drewbie manages to let it slip away, we will go into a Game 6. And drewbie, I'm not sure what map he would pick, actually. He did choose Lost Temple the first time that he did lose a game, and he ended up playing quite a good game there on Lost Temple. So I'm not sure if he would pick that again, go the same route that iNcontroL did, or if he will pick something else. But we'll see what happens here in Metalopolis Round 2 in this Best of 7 series. So iNcontroL does scout the close positions first, of course, as he does every single game after he drops his first pylon. drewbie just doing the typical build here for a Terran player, nothing exciting going on just yet. Basically just going to watch workers fight each other for a little bit until something actually happens here, which usually doesn't occur around till the 4-minute mark or so. That's when we see whether a player is going to get his refinery, whether he's going to get a second barracks, or in iNcontrol's case, whether he's going to mass gateways, or, you know, try and do a 3-gate expand once again. He seems to be very fond of that in this PvT matchup, and drewbie really every single game has just been dropping 2 barracks and then either expanding or going for the kill right away. But both players seem very set in their ways for this matchup. drewbie is just going to chase this probe out of here and actually do some scouting of his own. He's pretty sure iNcontroL is at this close running position just because of the time that this probe showed up at his base. Of course, he will find iNcontroL over here, dropping a second gateway right after that cybernetics core started. And drewbie does not have a refinery started just yet, so he is doing something akin to what he did on that last match in Jungle Basin. Not getting any refineries right away. Instead, he'll probably build a second barracks before he does that and try to expand. We'll see exactly what the timings are here shortly. iNcontroL zapping away here at this scouting SCV, but I believe drewbie did get up here enough to see, yes, he did see the second gateway warping in. Sees all the chrono boost going on, so he knows what's up. Command center being dropped around 20 once again, so this is a repeat of Jungle Basin, even though, you know, the running distance is a lot shorter than it was on that map. drewbie still seems comfortable bunkering up the bottom of his ramp here, and one advantage that Metalopolis has for expanding at your natural that Jungle Basin doesn't is that if they're going to come into your main, they have to come through this natural area first, whereas on Jungle Basin we saw that that was not the case, as iNcontroL just warped in on the opposite side of that little chasm and started attacking right away. So iNcontroL going to poke in here with the Stalker, going to see this bunker already finished with 4 Marines inside. Of course the Stalker's not going to be able to do anything by himself. drewbie poking out once again, try and actually score this kill, and he is going to get it, so setback already for iNcontroL. He's got a probe hanging out here, may build a pylon here shortly or not, I don't know yet. 4 barracks total going up for drewbie though, and still no refinery, so he is content to just mass Marines for the time being. He knows that it's very hard to deal with until the point where iNcontroL can actually get Colossi out, or Psy Storms if he chooses to skip Colossi, but either way, it's pretty much just going to have to be mass gateway units until that time, and drewbie feels pretty confident with his mass Marines for the time being. So if he gets a refinery up here soon, he can get combat shields started and stim pack and be able to coast right into the mid game with just a ton of Marines. This SCV does get picked off by iNcontroL, and he should probably just head out of there and not try to be too much of a hero here. He did score 1 additional Marine kill, might even get a second one if he chooses to, but he's going to just back off now. drewbie has a lot of Marines already up. Let's just look at the units tab for a second. 11 Marines out and 3 Stalkers for iNcontroL. The worker count is actually very even right now. iNcontroL slightly ahead. He's going to drop a Nexus, or actually already dropped his Nexus quite a while ago, so that it comes up not too late after drewbie's. iNcontroL trying to correct his mistakes from earlier in the series. There were a couple of games where lack of expansions may have actually cost him the game, so he's going to stay on top of that this time around. He realizes what drewbie is doing, and it's really just pure economic mode here, getting a second orbital command very quickly, not building refineries until he absolutely needs them, just churning out those very low-cost, very efficient Marines. Engineering Bay is coming up for drewbie now, going to be able to start +1 attacks here soon, get some turrets up, if nothing else, and there is that turret, which of course serves the double purpose of stopping both Dark Templar and flying units from being able to come in there and harass the natural. Tech Lab going up finally for drewbie, as he did finally start mining some gas out of there, or harvesting some gas rather. Should be seeing combat shields probably come up first, and then concussive shells. Might even get stim first, but just because of how late he started his gas, I'm not really sure if that will actually happen. Two Stalkers just hanging out by themselves up here on the high ground. drewbie might actually have a gift here if iNcontroL doesn't run all the way home, and now it does look like he will do that. Another round of warp-ins there. We see iNcontrol's up to 6 Stalkers and 4 sentries. These force fields will prevent the Marines from escaping, but there's so many Marines, I don't think drewbie's planning on escaping. He's actually going to kill off all of these units here unless iNcontroL can get another good round of warp-ins, and there he does have them warped in. The Marines are free to escape now as those force fields have faded, and the sentry is lucky just to escape with any health at all. A couple of Marines might actually get picked off here by the faster moving Stalkers, so that's a nice pickup for iNcontroL, but now about 8 more Marines show up and iNcontroL is on the run back home. So both players doing tiny little exchanges here. Let's see how it's added up so far. drewbie has lost 15 units for only 750 resources, but iNcontroL has lost 8 units for significantly more. That's quite interesting. So iNcontroL losing more units there, and drewbie actually salvaging his 3 bunkers, moving the bunker line up a little bit so he can have a little more breathing room, I guess. Interesting move there. Adding on another barracks. Whoa, adding on a ton more barracks. Holy crap, he's going to be up to 7 barracks here soon, and a factory being built, so he can do a slow tech to medevacs most likely. Lots and lots of Marines on the field. iNcontroL starting to move once again. He is on 3 gates, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gates. Holy crap, so he has tons of production capability. The only thing limiting him right now is his income. He is slightly behind on workers compared to drewbie, but still a pretty strong income nonetheless. Should be able to warp in at least 4 or 5 units on each little cycle there. Actually, iNcontroL told me, or at least told a student before on a stream, that it's better to just warp in as you can afford it rather than just saving up and doing 6 warp-ins at a time. So he's going to spend the money as he gets it, and there you can see his spending is incredibly efficient right now, but drewbie is no slouch either, staying under 100 gas all the time, getting Marauders and Marines out. He's got +1 attacks coming in. Stim pack nearly finished. It's going to finish right when iNcontroL chooses to move in, so is Stim going to go down? Just watch these Marines. Force fields going down, trying to block the bunkers from these SCVs, being able to repair them. Bunker number 2 goes down, but bunker number 3 looks like it is being repaired heavily, and it will stay up, so iNcontroL, despite warping in a few more units, is going to have to do some stop and shoot micro. He's warping in 3 more Zealots here, but they take so long to warp in, they're not going to really manage to do anything. He's warping in a Stalker up here on the high ground. I like the move, but unfortunately there's just not enough time for him to get started with that. And iNcontroL is back at his natural now, sort of on the ropes. drewbie is bringing along a lot of SCVs here, so if iNcontroL does manage to hold this off, at least he'll have those SCVs killed off. There are just so many units here still from drewbie. All these units are injured, but with Stim, they're doing so much damage. Stalkers going down, Marines going down, Marauders going down. Everything is just a giant bloodbath right now. The last Stalker for iNcontroL will go down, but these 3 here should be able to clean up the remnants, and there goes that last SCV. Just blood and robot parts all over the ground here. Big old battle here at iNcontrol's natural. If we look at the Harvester count now, we'll see it is actually extremely close. drewbie only up by 1 Harvester, so both players taking their share of losses. We'll see that drewbie actually sort of a little bit favored by units lost, but anyway, iNcontrol's already back with 4 Stalkers and a Sentry, trying to stop drewbie from reinforcing his natural with some more bunkers. Unfortunately, that one does go up, and units inside bunkers get +1 range, so they're going to be just sitting in there nice and tight, waiting for iNcontroL to show up once again. Pylons here on top and on the right side allow iNcontroL to warp in basically wherever he wants to dictate the flow of the battle, but he is set back pretty far by that engagement here at his natural, so both players giving each other some breathing room once again. A couple of medevacs out now for drewbie. That is going to be huge. Obviously, Stim pack can ruin the health of your army in a hurry, but with some medevacs out on the field, totally mitigates that, and with this many barracks, I have to believe he's just going to keep churning out medevacs. Doesn't really need any Vikings right now. There's no threat of Colossi just yet, as the first robotics facility for iNcontroL is just now being warped in. Chrono Boost going down, trying to get all these probes out. Let's take a look at the worker count once again. We'll see iNcontroL has taken a lead. drewbie's medevac here, full of 4 Marauders, though, starting to move around the backside of the map, and iNcontroL just doesn't have a ton of visibility back here. Oh, also just notice this. These 3 warp gates are only on 1 pylon right now, and iNcontrol's army is here in the middle of the road, so drewbie is going to have some free shots here at this pylon. He quickly realizes all these warp gates are on just 1 pylon, so there go 3 warp gates right away, already shut down, and these Marauders will just stem up, blast right through 2 Stalkers and a Zealot without taking any damage, really, and drewbie just picks up and heads out of there as iNcontrol's army returns to the main base. drewbie gotta feel good about that pickup, shutting down these 3 warp gates for this long, and now he's starting to move with a giant ball of Marines and Marauders here with 1.0 upgrades, with combat shields, with stim pack. The upgrades are just totally in his favor right now. iNcontroL has no upgrades. He realizes by losing that pylon that drewbie has a massive force headed to his base right now, so he's not even going to wait around for drewbie to arrive. Look at the unit count right here. 10 Marauders, 27 Marines against just about 14 Tier 1 units here for iNcontroL. He tried to macro up, but drewbie seemed to pick an amazing time to hit here in the back and start to move with his main force here. There's a lot of medevacs too, so he can get multiple stims out of this big group here, and iNcontroL basically guaranteed would have lost this Nexus, even if he had some nice force fields. Could have stayed alive in his main just for slightly longer, but really it would have been futile. So iNcontroL GGing. drewbie does win the entire best of 7 series, 4-1. He will take home $100 from our anonymous YouTube sponsor. I want to thank both of these players very, very much for participating, and I hope to involve them with more show matches in the future. I'm really a big fan of both of these guys, and I hope that you are too. Despite iNcontroL not showing his best games of all time, he still did very well and showed us some entertaining games, especially there on Crossfire and Jungle Basin. Those are 2 of my favorite games in a long time that I've cast. So once again, big props to both of these guys for stepping up, and I hope that we can get to see them more in the future. And just to wrap up and reiterate, I am doing a big giveaway right now on my channel. You can win a copy of StarCraft 2. You can win a mousepad signed by the majority of Evil Geniuses and a mousepad signed by the majority of Root Gaming. Just go check out those videos. I'll put the annotations here at the end, and you guys can click around and see what you like. But I want to thank each and every one of you for watching my channel. I do hope that you'll subscribe and stick around for future show matches. MLG is starting up soon, April 1st in Dallas, and I will be there with my camera, with my microphone, interviewing absolutely everyone. So I hope you guys will stick around with me and enjoy all my content for many months to come. I hope that you love StarCraft 2 as much as I do. I'm trying to make a living out of it. No secrets about that, so if you guys will continue to support me, I will continue to bring you as much content as I can. Thanks one more time, and I will see you guys soon.